So there's a lot of pro-life groups out there, a lot of great groups doing education, advancing education on college campuses, social media. There's a lot of ways to really advance the pro-life message. But one way that Charlotte Lozier Institute, which is the research arm of the Susan B. Anthony list, the way that they're doing it is they're giving data, they're giving information, they're doing research, and we're talking like white paper, academic paper type capacities. So we really appreciate what y'all are doing there. Here with me is Dr. Tara Sander Lee, a senior fellow and director of life sciences with Charlotte Lozier Institute.
Thank
Did
you
I
for
get that
having
right?
me. You did get that right.
Man.
Nice job.
Very happy. So now specifically, you've been doing a lot of research on fetal pain.
Yes.
Whether they can feel a pain, at what point they can feel a pain, what fetal pain means to the consciousness of the fetus, and then we can also talk about, what some influential people, figuratively those on the Supreme Court, have had to say about it as well. Do you want to give just a brief summary of your research?
Yes, absolutely. So, as you know, and as you said, the Charlotte Lozier Institute is the go-to source for accurate information regarding life, right? Life from conception until natural death. And so we have 70 associate scholars that are credentialed in medicine and science and law. And when it comes specifically to this Dobbs case that is looking at the 15-week ban in Mississippi, we know from the research that we've been doing that these babies at 15 weeks can feel pain. One of the best examples is that Dr. Derbyshire, that one of the top medical specialists in fetal pain. He used to report that no, they didn't feel pain. He changed his view of that after years of research and looking at the literature. And just last year, he published a report that showed that, and then he said that these babies can feel pain as early as 12 weeks. So for Justice Sotomayor to be able to make the claim that it's only fringe scientists that actually believe that these fetuses feel pain, that's absolutely not true. Top experts in the field report that they can feel pain as early as 12 weeks. So definitely by 15 weeks, they are capable of feeling pain.
You're on the highest court in the land. They don't just pick anybody for that job. You think that they would be doing some research before they make these claims. Objective research, not just things that fit their narrative. It was very surprising to hear her say that, especially when her colleagues would say otherwise, when science would say otherwise, when experts would say otherwise. So she said that, and Justice Kagan going up saying that there hasn't been much advancement over the last several years.
I mean, they're really saying what they're doing is they're reporting a lie. They are following myths in order to suit their agenda. And their agenda is to keep abortion legal in the United States all the way up until birth. So what they're doing is they are just ignoring the truth. We know when we look at advancements in science, Justice Kagan, with all due respect, couldn't have been more wrong. We know within the last 50 years, there have been so many scientific advancements. If we look just even at ultrasound, at the time of Roe, you could barely see the unborn inside the womb. Ultrasound was kind of fuzzy. It had poor resolution. It was like black and white dots, right? So, okay, you can give maybe at the time of Roe, okay, you can't really see the humanity of the unborn. Now there is no excuse. No question. People see on the refrigerators, they have pictures of their beautiful baby from inside the womb, 3D, 4D ultrasounds, clarity, just the beauty of the unborn child. You can see the face and the facial expressions. So there's no more excuse anymore. These babies are revealing, the ultrasound alone is revealing the humanity of the unborn. But then you look at, we can now do fetal surgery. We can treat these babies inside the womb. Fetal surgery was not an option at the time of Roe. Now we are saving babies as early as 15 weeks inside the womb.
What always gets me is when we celebrate a pregnancy. They put the positive test on there, or they show a picture of the sonogram. I'm like, what are you celebrating if not life?
Right.
And a lot of them are pro-choice. I have
Right.
friends who are pro-choice who will celebrate this. I'm like, if that's not life.
Well, it's conveniently a baby when you want it to be a
Right.
baby.
Yeah.
When you don't want it, when you don't want the baby, then conveniently it's everything but the baby.
So how do you think identifying when pain begins can help with legislative initiatives?
I think the important part is that by knowing when pain begins, this helps people to understand that these babies are human beings that feel pain just like us. Okay, so that's the one point. And that's going to be important for legislation like the Mississippi 15-week ban, to know that not only is it inhumane to do what we're doing at any stage in pregnancy? But especially if we look at 15 weeks, these are babies that feel pain. They behave just like us. We already know that the babies are sucking their thumb and preferring whether they suck their left or their right thumb. They taste, their heartbeat is beating, all their organs are formed. So it's not just the pain issue. It's important, but it's so much more than that, just to understand that these are real human beings and they deserve protection underneath the law.
And I feel like even if you're just taking an objective position here, if you know that somewhere in the fetal development there is pain and there is reaction to pain, then you need to take the ethical position that if we don't know when life begins, we need to err on the side of caution. If we don't know when in that fetal development it becomes a human, well then if there's no objective standard, then there has to be fairness. There has to be charity given and saying, we don't know, so we're not going to take the life. The risk of it living is pretty great. The risk of it dying, that's blood on people's hands. That's blood on the conscience. So anything else you'd like to share? Maybe any updates on fetal developments or pain with fetal development?
I just encourage people to go to our new website called Voyage of Life at www.voyageoflife.com. We have spent a couple of years of research diving deep into fetal development from conception until birth so that people understand the reality of what's going on with these babies inside the womb and the beauty of how God created all of us. Everything from how they feel pain to that their heart is beating at 6 weeks. We have just fascinating facts on there that are going to help people to understand just the beauty of unborn life and how wonderful unborn babies are and how they need to be protected.
Good. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Lee. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.